ready? What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident?
Skills is very important, even if you're a graduate. This and many more advice from a lovely young lady all the way from Cameroon. I'm your host, Nabila.
Hello, my name is Amwe. I'm an electrical and electronics engineer. I am also a graphics designer and I'm a Cameroonian by nationality. I ventured into graphic designing 2 years ago when I was doing the social media marketing for an organization and they needed flyers for the social media marketing. So I had to take it a good step to be able to learn the skill and so that it would facilitate my business. And with time I was able to master how to use Photoshop in order to come up with beautiful flyers that can be used by businesses and organizations and markets. So graphic designing from the start was my passion, but actually developed a lot of passion in it when I was designing because it involves the act of creativity, like bringing in an idea in the form of graphics. You can actually summarize an entire textbook just as a graphics flyer, and people see them and they are more informed with the use of graphics. Part of graphic designing, I'm also involved in robotics and robotics and 3D modeling, industrial automation. So far I've been able to develop projects in transformer monitoring system and also soil monitoring system that can be used in the agricultural sector and in the electricity sector. My advice to any young person who wants to venture into graphic designing is that you should never be discouraged, because when I started graphic designing, I wasn't really an expert. There are a lot of times when I did designs and people complained that they were not really good, but I did not stop trying. I kept on designing. The more you design, the more you master the art. Designing is a skill, and any skill that is being consistent on, you eventually become an expert. So you want to start small, even if they are not the best. You just need to keep on studying, keep on learning. You just need to learn, keep on learning. If you're learning from YouTube, you should keep on learning. If you're learning from online classes and courses, you should keep on taking courses for it until you become an expert. Even when you become an expert, you should still keep on learning, because if you look back, you actually see growth, and that is the growth that will motivate you and inspire you to keep on doing it. And any other skill, be it IT or what other skill that you are learning today, you should know that as far as you have a motivation behind it, you should not stop, because your skill is something that can never leave you. You can lose a job, you can lose a skill, and you can make money with the skill that you have anywhere. I'm just a young girl and I'm able to earn a lot of money from graphic designing because I actually do it for businesses. If you are hoping to see some of my work in graphic design, you can find me on IG, Instagram, Design, and on Facebook. I also have a Facebook page called Gold Design and my personal page, Angwe. On LinkedIn, I have a page called Angwe, so you can find me on any of these social media handles. social media handles and see where it started, what I've been able to do so far, and how I have upgraded towards the years. And that is one thing that I want us all to master. Keep on doing it, keep on designing, keep on working on the skills until you get there. And even when you get there, you always find that there's something else you need to learn, so just keep on learning. My advice to every youth in Africa is that we are the ones to make our continent what we want it to be. And one of the things that has been lacking as far as technology is concerned in Africa is skills. Most of us graduate from schools, universities, without having the skills which we went to school to study for. And that is what is needed in the society. Skills in IT, skills even in designing or anything. So I advise you that even as a student going to school, you should also try to learn an extra skill for yourself that can help you while you're in school and even when you're out of school. Sometimes we might not even get to work on or get a job from what we studied in school, but our skills we want to put on our table when we're done. And we should just look for a niche. If you used to pay, invest in yourself, buy courses online, study, learn during holidays, learn on skills during holidays and have them with you. Like I said, the skills can never disappear away from you. You can lose a job, but you can never lose your skills. So you should just keep on working. Try to build yourself and make yourself resourceful out there. No matter your age, be it 16 or whatever age you are not too young to learn. You're not too young to know a particular skill that can assist you in making a living. Thank you.
How organization makes an impact to the welfare of African women. Here is Chulu and her story.
Hello, my name is Chulu and I am the founder of Africana Woman. Africana Woman exists to help African women embody self-love, health, and wealth. And why we do that is because a lot of times, especially as African women, there's so many people, there's so many things that we're looking after. And it could be our children, it could be our partner, our parents, our siblings, the people at work. It could be so many things, but the one who gets to be last on the list, if you're even on the list, is usually ourselves as women. And I believe that it's so important for us to be able to be of best service to the people that we love and care about. Then we need to be healthy. Healthy in our minds, healthy in our spirits, and healthy in our bodies. And that requires a lot of self-awareness. And what we do at Africana Woman is really to give you resources so that you are able to implement them in your life and to be able to make those baby steps to getting to a healthy and wealthy livelihood. Now, Africana Woman has free resources. One is our podcast, the Africana Woman podcast. This is an award-winning podcast. It won the best society and culture podcast in Africa, granted by APVA in 2022. And it has over 116 episodes of interviews with different African women from across the continent talking about what their journey has been with self-love, with their health, with healing, and also with living a wealthy life. So we have so many different topics. We have women from different countries, different African countries, that really show how much we may come from different countries, but we are actually very much alike. So apart from the podcast, we have a blog. And the blog has stories from different African women. Again, I think a lot of times you find that people learn differently. Some people like to listen to things, some people like to read or to see art, and they're moved in different ways. So that's why we offer the blog, and again, it's telling different stories about African women and how they have made strides to live a life that they are thriving in. The other resource that we have is the Africana Woman Book Club. In this space, we have a global community of book lovers. Absolutely love to read, and the book club is a vibrant community of women and men actually, who are very supportive, cheerleaders, and they help each other and motivate each other in different ways. We get to read one book per month, and the book club gets to vote for the book, and then we have a review at the end of the month. The reviews are so in-depth, and people really, because a lot of the times what we're discussing is something that is very personal, is very relatable to human life. So the discussions tend to be very deep, very in-depth, very layered. And what I really do love about our book club is that you have, and I think with the Africana woman community in general, is that we have a community, we have a tribe that is of different ages. So we're talking about people from their early 20s to mid 50s. You have women from different countries. You have women who have got different professions. You have women with different socioeconomic backgrounds. So that type of diversity in the conversations that we have makes them so much more richer. So as I mentioned, our resources are the Africana Woman podcast. You can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. You can read our blog, the Africana Woman blog, and you can be part of our Africana Woman book club. So we do take it a step further. So, the times that doing free things, doing free courses may not be enough for you. Maybe you need somebody who is a bit more hands-on, somebody who can guide you one-on-one or in a smaller group. So we do offer those services as well. We have what is called the Africana Women Visionaries, and this is a membership group. In that space, we have so many activities. For example, an accountability group, we have a masterclass every week. We have a masterclass every month. So each month we have a theme around which we want to have our conversations, and then we invite an expert. Whether it is a coach, whether it is a doctor, or somebody who can help us to unpack the topic that we're speaking about that particular month. And they come and give us a master class. We also have journal prompts. We have networking events, and it's a very beautiful space to be in. We also then have retreats, and our retreats in 2023 are starting in July. So each month there's going to be a retreat from July to November, and these retreats vary in terms of topic, in terms of a size of group, but what is all common amongst them is that they are wellness retreats. And I think a lot of times people ask me, what is the difference between a retreat and a vacation? So a vacation is where you're going to have fun, I don't know what you do to have fun. It could be, just putting your feet up and lying down, or having drinks with your friends and downers and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to a retreat, just by the name retreat means that you're stepping away. And this is time for you to have a lot of self-introspection. So we say that in our retreats, in the Africana Women retreats, you come to rest, you come to reflect, and you come to reconnect with yourself. So when it comes to the retreats, it's really about, I think there's a lot of times that people, you go to a coach, you go to a counselor, or somebody who you want to help you. But what's most important is that you understand that we can only guide you, and you have to do the work by yourself. You have to commit to do the work. So if there's something that you want to address in your life, if there's something that you want to overcome, you can definitely sign up for one of our retreats. And we will be able to guide you, but rest assured, we cannot do the work for you. We will guide you, and then you have to do the work. Then aside from the retreats, we also have a wellness challenge, which is at the end of the year, called Good Morning Beautiful. And this is a wonderful space. It's a 7-day wellness challenge. We come into a group, and each day on each of the 7 days, you receive a voice note that gives you an exercise, gives you a reflection of something that you should work on, and then you have to give feedback to the group. So it's a very powerful and very moving wellness challenge that I would really invite you to be part of. So that is what we do as Africana women. I think one of the major challenges that we have faced in terms of just starting Africana Woman is, when you start something and people don't really understand what you're trying to do, sometimes it takes a while for it to pick up. So first you have to show people what you're trying to do, and then they're like, oh yes, this is what I really need in my life. Yes, and then they begin to tell their friends. So I think in terms of the growth has been a bit slower than I would personally have liked, but then at the same time, I do believe that even if you're not growing as fast as you want, especially when you're starting a business, that's okay, because there's a lot of things that you're learning along the way, and there's also the question about capacity. Are you able to cater to the capacity of the people that you're serving, and then serve them with quality? So I think that's just been one of the challenges that we've faced in making sure that we're growing at a rate where we're able to keep the quality of the work that we do and the services that we give, and then also to tell more people about Africana women, because we really do believe that this is something that every African woman should be part of, should be subscribed in, should join in, and just get to feel what it feels like to be part of this community. So in terms of how you can get information about Africana women, it is actually very, very simple. All you have to do is go to our website, which is www.africanawoman.com, and basically our whole world will open up to you there. We are found on major social media platforms, so you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and LinkedIn at Africana Woman. Very easy again. So all you have to do is search Africana Woman on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, and you'll be able to find us there as well and keep up to date with all of the things and events that we have in store for you. So thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to share about what we do as Africana Women.
Hello everyone, my name is Kiswahili. I come from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, and I would like to talk about myself briefly. Kiswahili, as you see on this video, she is a survivor of abuse. She has survived abuse. She has survived the most and the worst experience of life. She has managed to walk out of an abusive relationship, and she has managed to raise her kids single-handed as a survivor. Believe it or not, I'm a survivor. In 2017, I met up with other people who've been the victims of abuse. We started a social support group where we'll meet in different occasions. We discuss about our life experiences because of abuse. After creating a social support group, it made us realize that we are not only the survivors, but we are also there to serve and help other people like us, to raise the voice of the voiceless, to help those who cannot speak to speak out. Then that's when Utando Hope was conceived and founded. In 2019, Utando Hope Trust Foundation is a fully registered organization within the laws of Zimbabwe. At Utando Hope Trust, we mainly work and focus and target survivors and the victims of those affected by abuse. When you talk of abuse, we're using an umbrella term. Talking of abuse, it involves financial, physical, mental, verbal, economical, social, and traditional beliefs and customary beliefs and practices that have been there. Because being a victim of abuse or being a survivor of abuse, it shows there are certain things that happen to you as a human being, and there are certain things that do not bring joy and peace in your life. So Utando is there to be the voice of the voiceless, to fight for social justice, which is not just for other people and other humans in Zimbabwe. So Utando Hope is there to create safe spaces, self-environment for those who have managed to live in abusive environment, in abusive families, in abusive relationships. We assist them to understand that being silent, it breaks souls, it breaks heart, it brings anger, it brings one to become a perpetrator of violence at a later stage as these things keep on coming back in mind. That's why we said we're focusing on abuse. Utando Hope has also come up with activities and programs that are there to support, to empower, to educate those who have been affected. As Utando, in 2023, we've come up with a project whereby we're training, we're empowering women, young girls on how to sew a washable pad. A washable pad program came after we managed to be trained by another organization called Lady Rose Sanitary Institute, where they train women in skills of sewing. As Utando, we saw it as a vital and a project that will bring a change in the life of a woman when it comes to menstrual healthy cycle. A sanitary pad that can save you to save, that can make a change, that is safe, that is clean, that can also decrease the number of cervical infections that women are always prone to it. The washable pad is there to close a gap to those who live in a world where they cannot afford disposable pads. The good part about the washable pad is I've experienced it, I've used it after I've been trained, and the sanitary pad, washable pad, comes at a time when the situation in the world is evolving, where a child in the deep rural areas who cannot afford a disposable pad can do it, because we can use even old clothes that we're not using, but that we see them as a useless things, but we discovered we can make a life out of it. We can make a change. We can also put a smile to a girl child who had never in her life used a washable pad. A washable pad comes in two ways. It can be used during the menstruation cycle and also as a panty liner. When you talk about the panty liner, for instance, we're in the season of cold. A woman is prone to be affected during the season when there is no air there's too much air that is getting into here. So the washable pad comes as a second-hand help. It can also prevent a woman from having a bloated stomach, having in what we call in our own mother native language, we call it ingubane, where you find a woman is being affected, having some big pains, some lower abdomens. It is due to the air that is managed to get into here under a private part. So sanitary washable pad is there to make a change in 1,000 people's lives. Use a sanitary pad, use a washable pad, go for it. Its lifespan is 3 years. Imagine how much you've saved. Donate a washable pad and make a change and make a dream come true for another woman, for a girl child who never used a pad. Support us, we support you. Let's help and put a smile to every child who has never used a pad, because the lifespan is 3 years. It's washable, it's manageable, you can always carry it wherever you go. So we say hashtag a free schoolgirl, a free woman, a free life. My advice to young people on the issue of abuse: love yourself, take care of yourself. Abuse is not right. Learn to be sisters keepers, learn to be brothers keepers. The way you treat your mother is the way you have to treat your brother, is the way you have to treat your sister. Let's take care of each other. Let's not use violence. Let's not use abusive language. Let's not use verbal abuse to a woman, to a man. Because at a later stage, those things they can become an effect wherever those same words start to echo in your mind. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Hello, e-talk show fans. Ningependa nichukue nafasi hii ni wasalimu nyote. Assalamu alaikum watazamaji pamoja na wasikilizaji. Jina langu naitwa Adrian au niite Kiswahili Journalist. Leo ningependa nizungumzie kwa upana na kwa dakika chache kuhusu umuhimu wa Kiswahili. Kiswahili nikikumbuka jana tulikuwa ni tarehe 7 mwezi wa 7 mwaka 2023. Ilikuwa ni siku ambayo sisi sote Waswahili katika taifa letu la Kenya na mataifa mengine bara ya Afrika na dunia kwa jumla tulikuwa tunaadhimisha siku ya lugha ya Kiswahili. Lugha ya Kiswahili ina umuhimu mkubwa tena sana na imesaidia watu wengi sana. Hivyo basi, kama wewe ni mtazamaji wa video hii na unapenda lugha ya Kiswahili na kuvisha koja, kama upendi lugha ya Kiswahili, kutoka leo nisikilize kwa dakika chache na najua kwamba utapenda lugha ya Kiswahili. Mimi ni mwanahabari na sisi wanahabari tunapenda lugha ya Kiswahili. Tukiwa na kina Rashid Abdalla, tukiwa na kina Lofty Matambo, tukiwa na kina Mashirima Kapombe, na pia kuna wale waandishi wale ambao ni maguru wa Kiswahili, wala binwala, pamoja na aliyefariki jina lake alikuwa anaitwa Ken Walibora. Najua kuna wale ambao tumechagikia lugha ya Kiswahili na tumeona sana. Kitu cha kwanza, lugha ya Kiswahili, ukiwa unajua lugha ya Kiswahili vizuri na umesoma Kiswahili, umehitimu na umefuzu kwa masomo, utapata kazi. Utapata kazi kwa sababu huwa lugha ya Kiswahili inafungua njia ya kazi. Kwa mfano, sisi wanahabari tunafanya katika vituo tofauti vya mashirika tofauti ya vyombo vya habari kwa sababu ya lugha ya Kiswahili. Kama mimi nalishwa na lugha ya Kiswahili. Wakati ambapo kunahitajika tuseme mhusika fulani au mwigizaji fulani wa lugha ya Kiswahili, huwa najitokeza kwa sababu mimi najua kwamba nimenadhifisha lugha ya Kiswahili. Pia mawaziri pia hupata kazi ya Kiswahili kwa sababu pia wametambua lugha ya Kiswahili vizuri. Walimu pia, wale ambao hufunza katika mashule tofauti tofauti, walimu upewa kitengo cha Kiswahili. Kama wewe ni Mswahili na unaenzi Kiswahili, na wanafunzi bila shaka watasoma Kiswahili kupitia kwako. Nimeshawahi kuwa mwanafunzi, nimeshawahi kuwa mwalimu pia, na nikafanya wanafunzi wengi sana wapende lugha ya Kiswahili. Kwa hiyo ukiwa unajua lugha ya Kiswahili, jambo la kwanza utajipea kazi. Kazi ya Kiswahili ipo nyingi sana, si katika vyombo vya habari pekee yake, lakini utapata kazi hata ukienda mashirika tofauti, organizations, mashirika tofauti, kampuni tofauti. Kuna wale wasimamizi na kuna wakurugenzi ambao wanapenda, au mameneja wanapenda wasimamizi wale ambao wanajua lugha zote, hasa Kizungu pamoja na Kiswahili. Njia nyingine, lugha ya Kiswahili ni lugha ambayo imepitishwa katika katiba, haswa katika taifa letu la Kenya. Najua wale ambao wananitazama na uko Zanzibar, uko katika taifa ya muungano wa Tanzania na mataifa mengine yale ambayo yanaenzi Kiswahili sana. Katiba yetu ya nchi yetu ya Kenya, mataifa letu la Kenya, imepitisha lugha ya Kiswahili mwaka 2011. Katiba iliweza kupitisha ikasema kwamba lugha ya Kiswahili itakuwa ni lugha ya kimataifa, na kutoka huo wakati ikawa kwamba wanafunzi wanasikiliza, walimu na wengi wanaboresha lugha ya Kiswahili. Jambo lingine ni kwamba Kiswahili ni lugha ambayo huwa inaunda na kuboresha watu tofauti pamoja na mataifa tofauti. Kwa mfano, tuko na taifa kama Tanzania, tuko na taifa kama Zanzibar, na mataifa mawili yanajulikana sana kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Sisi wa Kenya tunajipaka ulimi wa Kiswahili, haswa katika mkoa wa Pwani, Mombasani, Kilifi, kule Malindi, Taita Taveta. Watu wengi wanajulikana kwa Waswahili. Sana sana wale ambao tunazungumza, kuna hiyo lahaja ya Uswahili ambayo inajitokeza. Nikizungumza watu wengi mtu uniuliza, watu Mombasa hamjambo, kwa sababu unajua kwamba Mombasa ndio Kiswahili kimekolea sana. Nikikurudisha kidogo, kuna chimbuko la Kiswahili. Kiswahili kina chimbuko lake na kuna historia ya chimbuko la Kiswahili. Utajua kwamba Kiswahili kilianzia kule Mombasani, kililetwa na wale ambao walikuwa wanauza pembe za ndovu. Wakoloni pia walileta Kiswahili. Waarabu pamoja na wale ambao walikuwa wanaitwa wahenga waliweza kuleta, na pia wafanyabiashara wengi sana walichangia, na wamishonari pia walichangia kwa Kiswahili. Na Kiswahili ni lugha ambayo inaendelea kukua kila kuchao. Jambo lingine, lugha ya Kiswahili hurahisisha mawasiliano sana. Kwa mfano, wale ambao hufanya biashara, labda unataka kufanya biashara na ungependa kuzungumza na mteja, utazungumza lugha ya Kiswahili. Kuna wale upenda kujieleza kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, na bila shaka utarahisisha biashara yako ukizungumza lugha ya Kiswahili. Pia lugha ya Kiswahili hurahisisha ama hufanikisha mijadala tofauti ya maendeleo, hasa ukija hapa katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kuna mijadala na miswala mengi sana yale ambao huwa tunajadiliana katika bunge letu la taifa, na visha koja sana wale viongozi ambao wenzi lugha ya Kiswahili na pia kujadili kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, hasa wale ambao wanatoka bara la mkoa wa Pwani, namaanisha kuzungumza pia lugha ya Kiswahili na visha koja sana. Nikitamatisha, lugha ya Kiswahili huleta watu pamoja na huleta mataifa pamoja. Kwa mfano, wakati ambapo tunasherehekea ama tunaadhimisha siku ya Kiswahili, huwa tunaifanya dunia nzima, mpaka hata Marekani kuna Waswahili ambao wanaishi kule, hasa waandishi. Najua kuna wale ambao pia ni Waswahili kamili, wale ambao wanaitwa maguru ama ustadi wa Kiswahili, ama tunaita pia, ukipenda kutumia jina lingine, tumia mshititi wa Kiswahili. Kama unaenzi Kiswahili na kuvisha koja, ningependa nitamatishe hivi: lugha ya Kiswahili inakuwa kila kuchao. Pata kamusi yako, pata pia kitabu cha methali, uweze kujifunza methali, misemo, nahau, na pia usije ukasahau kwamba kuna kamusi karne 21, 23 bado inatokea. Fuatana uweze kujua jinsi Kiswahili kinaweza kuwa kila siku, na maana kuna misamiati ambayo inatokea kila kuchao. Tafadhali fuate. Ninawasia kwa wanahabari tuzidi kulea Kiswahili kwa njia pana, ndiposa watazamaji wetu waweze kujua kwamba kumbe Kiswahili ni lugha ambayo ina umuhimu na ina faida nyingi sana katika maisha yetu. Kwenu wanafunzi, kwa lugha nyingine waite wanagenzi, pamoja na walimu, kwa lugha ya Kiswahili waite magalacha. Mkiwa pale darasani, wanafunzi, sikilizeni walimu wenu, na kama hujaelewa jambo lolote kuhusu Kiswahili, uliza, kwa sababu siku za usoni najua utapenda lugha ya Kiswahili na lugha ya Kiswahili itakufaidi sana. Siku za usoni pia, mwalimu, utajivunia na utala matunda ya mwanafunzi uliomfunza. Ningependa nikomee hapo. Chambilecho cha Waswahili kilicho na mwanzo bila shaka kina mwisho, na mwisho wa jambo ni mwanzo wa jambo lingine. Kalamu naweka chini, na ushauri napeana kwa Waswahili wote: tukuzeni Kiswahili, na wale ambao wanaenzi Kiswahili, hongera sana. Talk show fans na bila mkurugenzi au nahodha wa hicho kipindi talk show, hongera sana kwa kunihusisha kwa video na kwa mazungumzo ya mashabiki wako. Asanteni. Niite Adrian Stephen Mosoki au Kiswahili Junior. Asante.
Hello everyone, my name is Epowerment, and I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to share with you my journey as a girl child education champion and the incredible honor of receiving this award. As far as I can remember, I have been passionate about the girl child through education, technology, and extending to business training, crafts, and skill acquisitions too. I believe with this, the girl child will unlock some hidden potentials in her, creating a brighter future for herself. This has always been our motivation and our delight working with a girl child. Over the years, I have dedicated my life in breaking barriers and also giving equal opportunity for the girl child to have a quality education, whether it's by policy change or whether it's by advocating for policy changes, like I said, or working with community leaders in order to challenge some cultural norms and providing scholarship, mentorship programs too. My goal has always been to empower the girl child and help her realize her dreams. Receiving the award as a girl child champion is an absolute honor and a testament not only to me but to a collective effort of individuals who have deliberately, in one way or the other, put their different effort and support to make sure this educating or make sure we empower the girls in education. In Bauchi State, where I live and work, it's the northern eastern state in Nigeria. UNICEF recently lamented that Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the whole world. According to UNICEF, Nigeria produces 1 among every 5 out-of-school children in the world, with its statistics showing that Nigerian government only spends 2.4% of its GDP in health and in education. Recently, it was reported that Bauchi State itself has the largest number of out-of-school children, with about 1.239759 million, and its counterpart state, or its next state, which is Katsina, with about 800,000 above. You can see it's 400,000 above its next state, which is Katsina. You see, we have work to do, and that is why I tell you, the girls predominate this number. I must tell you that these girls predominate this number in Bauchi State. Statistics from World Bank also proves that Nigeria has about 11 million children out of school. 11 million children out of school. And the Federal Ministry of Education, Nigeria, has also lamented that Bauchi has the highest number. That's in 2003. And I tell you, like I said earlier, the girls predominate this number because of the nature and the cultural norms that surrounds the girl child, especially in the Northeast. grateful for the recognition of the award, and I also want to acknowledge the awarders that's in person of Kadala Balima Hats for the Girl Child for the African Women's Summit Award. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate the committee who worked day and night to make sure that we receive this prestigious award. Alongside my workmates, my friends, and my family who work tonight and day with me, making sure that every girl child is given a quality education and has all it takes to have a basic education.
Thank you so much to all the ladies out there who has taken their time to sharing their story at eTalk Show, because without you, we wouldn't have made it this far. We thank you so much. And yes, please do follow us on our social handles, Facebook eTalk Show and Instagram e_talk_show. And we are on Threads on Instagram as well. Please do look for us on Threads. And yes, Reddit eTalk Show. Our number is running on the screen. Please don't hesitate to calling us and sharing your stories. And yes, eTalk Show, where your story empower change.
What's wrong with being, what's wrong with being, what's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being, what's wrong with being, what's wrong with being confident? Being, what's wrong with being confident? What's wrong